Yep. Kirito went pale and started to shake. I told Kirito all kinds of things about what kind of person Dara was. She could easily imagine what would happen if she ever fell into his clutches. Mayuri walked over carrying a shopping basket. I looked down at my phone. Kirito had disappeared and my smartphone was back at its home screen. Evidently, Kirito had hung up. I knew I didn't have to hide Kirito, but at the same time, Mayuri was the one person I didn't want finding out. She knew that I'd failed to save Kirito Makise last summer. The basket was filled with heart and star-shaped cardstock. This didn't really go with our store's look. But I decided when I started, I was going to let Mayuri make the decisions. Dad might complain later, but I didn't care. He was the one who asked Mayuri for help, not me. And so I went over to the register. Since it was a Saturday, the checkout area was overflowing with shopping carts. Since it was going to take a while, I sent Mayuri to browse the toy section on another floor. I knew they'd have some stuff from one of her favorite shows, right at Kakeru. Mayuri looked apologetic, but I did what I told her to. In the end, I waited a whole 15 minutes at the register. It's not too bad. As an apology, I decided to get the present I'd promised her. She seemed really happy as she stared at the keychain. It was Upa, the mascot character from Right at Kakeru series. I told her when she went over to the toy section she could pick out anything she wanted, and this was what she chose. The most popular and rarest of the Upas was the shiny silver metal Upa. For example, whenever there was a lottery for rare Right Night Kakeru stuff at the convenience stores, the top prize was always a metal Upa. Mayuri had told me once that they sold for tens of thousands of yen at auction. For some reason, Mayuri is wagging her finger at me. Come to think of it, there had been a Right Night Kakeru movie out in spring. Had Mayuri sat in a theater full of little kids to watch it? Oh no. Hashtag, hang on. Spoiler alert, guys, in case you really want to see this movie. That doesn't exist. Gotta watch out for the virtual world. It was rare for Mayuri to get this excited about something. I took a closer look and saw that the design was a little different from the standard Upa. I didn't know a lot about Upas, so I couldn't say exactly what was different.
このキーホルダーね、結構あちこち探してたんだ。すっごく人気があってね、どこも売り切れだったんだよ。まさかハンズに残ってるなんて思わなかったな。
ラッキーだったな。
しかもこれが最後の1個だったんだよ。今日は来てよかった。オカリンと
I mean, the last time she got like a rare Upa, bad shit started to happen, so let's hope that's not another way for things to just go down the shitter. Mayuri took the tag off the keychain, got her house key out of her bag, and carefully attached it.
ねえ、オカリン、マユシーね、これずっと大切にするね。
おお、そうしてくれ。くれぐれも買って5分でなくしたりしないようにな。
Ha! It happened before, after all. Like the metal Upa I'd won for her at the radio building. Mayuri had lost it no more than 5 minutes after I gave it to her. I'd wondered if she ever found it. I didn't really want to remember that time in my life, so my memory of what happened to the metal Upa was vague.
もう絶対になくさないのです。
The two of us started to head back.
オカリンのお店のポップ張り切って作るね。
ああ、その作業があったな。
I've been thinking the job was done once we bought the materials. The real work actually began now.
もう手伝おうか。
大丈夫。マユシーのセンスを信じてほしいな。
ハートマークのポップを買おうとしてた時点でセンスを疑うぞ。
大丈夫だよ。
まあ、ポップを作ってくれるだけでもありがたいから文句は言わないけどな。
お母さんにメールしなきゃ。晩ご飯までには帰りますって。
なんならうちで食べてってもいいぞ。どうせ親父やおふくろが引き止めるだろうし。
どうしようかな。オカリンは今日はこの後ずっと
What is happening to her eyes?
合コンとか行かない？
最近は全然行ってないよ。
Last fall, when I'd been trying to become a normal college kid, I'd forced myself to go to as many as possible. But lately, I'd been so busy with my studies that I hadn't had a chance.
そっか。じゃあごちそうになっていこうかな。
Mayuri took out her phone and started to type something when her expression suddenly darkened. She stopped
ど
moving.
うした？
ついさっきね、楓さんからメールが来てて気づかなかったよ。どうしよう、オカリン。
Mayuri seemed like she was on the verge of
何
tears.
かあったのか？
ねえオカリン、前に言ってたよね。吹雪ちゃんは病気なんかじゃないって。
吹雪ちゃん？中瀬さんのことか？来島さんの方じゃなくて？
あれって本当に病気じゃないんだよね。
おう、違うはずだ。
でも
Mayuri showed me her phone. Fubuki's back in the hospital. I'm on my way. Here's the location.
また入院しただって？
That just looks like way old iOS firmware. Which, I mean, this is what? Technically 2011 now? That would make sense. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the screen. Fubuki was at a different location than before. This time it was the AH Tokyo General Hospital High-Tech Medical Center in Yoyogi. It was supposedly one of Japan's most advanced hospitals. According to what I read on the internet, patients with the new encephalitis that everyone was talking about were being gathered here for special treatment. But I also read lots of really bad urban legends about the place, and I was a bit worried about what kind of horror show I'd find there. But of course, when we arrived, it was nothing like that. It was very clean and decorated like a luxury hotel.
ホカリーさん、こっちです。
Kaede and Yuki waved to us as we entered the lobby. Yuki had gotten a message from Kaede as well and had evidently come right over.
吹雪ちゃんは大丈夫だよ。
Yuki gave Mayuri a soft hug and a smile. Kaede bowed her head apologetically.
驚かせてごめんね。私も焦っちゃって。もっとちゃんと確認してからメールすればよかった。
というと、中瀬さんの容体は？
今病室で吹雪ちゃんのお母さんに会えたんですけど、例の病気が悪化したとかじゃないそうです。
じゃあまた検査入院とか？
はい、そう言ってました。だから全然心配ないって。なんだ、はあ、よかった。
Mayuri looked extremely relieved as Yuki continued to hug her. If I remembered right, the last time they examined her, they said it was possible she had the disease, but as long as it didn't get any worse, it wouldn't affect her daily life. They just told her to come back for regular checkups. The new encephalitis had arrived in Japan over 6 months ago, but the number of patients was still increasing. Fortunately, there hadn't been a single casualty yet. But she still had to look like a cyborg.
病気なんかじゃないと思うけどな。
I was certain that what they were calling encephalitis was actually something similar to reading Steiner. One time when I went to visit Fubuki in the hospital, I had secretly investigated the other patients. I wasn't able to get any proof, but I found that most of the patients in our wing had to varying degrees memories of the same world line. Many people had memories of Japan at war.
吹雪ちゃんに会えるかな。それがね、今 MRI で脳の検査をしている最中なんですって。だから病室にいないの。そうなんだ。でももう少しで終わるみたいよ。ここで待っていてって吹雪ちゃんのお母さんが。
Kaede motioned to Mayuri, indicating she should sit down on a nearby
検
sofa.
査が終わったら声をかけてくれるみたい。
I let the girls sit down on the sofa and stood next to them while I surveyed the lobby.
すごい病院ですよね。
中瀬さんの家って実はすごい金持ちだったりするのか？こんなところに入院なんて。
いえ、そうじゃなくってですね。吹雪ちゃんのお母さんの話だと、日本とアメリカの政府がお金を出して新しい治療のプロジェクトを始めるみたいなんです。この病院とアメリカの専門病院や研究所が中心になってやるんだそうですよ。
そうなのか。
I wasn't sure how I felt about that. If I was right about what this disease really was, it was hard to imagine a bigger waste of money.
お願いします。患者は全員個室にしてください。それも患者同士が接触しないよう、なるべく離れた部屋で。
しかしね、そんな都合よく病床は空いていませんから。